KNC Masterpiece right here on 105.3 The Fan right now, brought to you by Ford and your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. We bring to you Dallas Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Now, I guess afternoon, my bad. I apologize for that. What was that the crazy?
Take either one.
Yeah, either one. Was that the craziest special teams game you've ever seen? Missed field goal, block punt, missed extra point, multiple kickoff returns. Like, I can't imagine anything else happening from a special teams point of view.
It just shows you what a big role it can play. And, of course, it was, I think, up and down on both sides. I mean, got to give them credit for the blocks and, for the blocked field goal. And, certainly they made some plays. And then, of course, hats off to Turpin and what he did. And then, of course, I'm sure they had their lamenting a few missed field goals and a couple of extra points. And I'm sure that was difficult too. But it was crazy what a big role special teams played.
What do you think, Stephen, was the difference? What do you think that the guys did differently than they have the last couple of weeks offensively that got that kind of result this week?
I think the big thing was just execution and, the running the football and, with the defense playing well and us getting more and more confidence as an overall team that our defense is, going to get stops, then you're able to be more conservative on the offensive side of the ball and run the ball and do the things, that it takes to have a successful running game, which in turn, I think, we were able to win the turnover battle, which we haven't all year. And, that's always a big indicator of who's going to win the game. So I think, just that execution and not getting behind and being in the game the whole way and giving yourself a chance to win it. And then, of course, ultimately winning the turnover battle was a big deal.
Yes, absolutely it was. The offensive line, were you a little concerned going in without Tyler and Zach? But then the result actually turned out to be pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, obviously our two most consistent, best, better offensive linemen, period, in terms of not only experience, but just in terms of skins on the wall. You got to be somewhat concerned, but, a little bit, that's been, a little bit about what our season's been about is having these challenges. And I thought yesterday we met them and we're still not totally healthy yet, but we're getting there. We're certainly getting there and it's showing up on the defensive side of the ball. And we'll should get Tyler back for this week. I thought Schoonmaker showed up in a big way for Ferguson and as did Brevin Ford. So, I think a good performance and something that we can build on. And we're, just want to go to work and focus on beating the Giants and win the next football game.
Are you all to the point, offensive line-wise, that Awesome Richards and Tyler Guyton are just kind of sharing the position for non-injury reasons? Because Awesome Richards has continued to do a solid job out there.
Well, a lot of it has been for injury because, Tyler's been in and out with that shoulder and hadn't been totally get through games. But Awesome's doing a great job, too, as you said. Now, he's battling a high ankle now, and we'll see kind of how that turns out. But, the great news is we're getting a lot of offensive linemen, a lot of good repetitions and good opportunities. And, it's something that, will pay dividends as we move forward, I think.
And that was Awesome Richards that you were saying has a high ankle issue right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Stephen, a lot of our fan text and calls this morning have had kind of been mixed emotions. Do you have any mixed emotions after winning a game like that against Washington?
Absolutely not. I mean, we've been very upfront that we're wanting to win football games right now. And certainly, I understand what our record is. Through a tough stretch in our schedule there where we were playing, division-leading football teams and, the tougher part of our schedule. And, we just want to go out there and win football games. And that's the most important thing right now is play the people who give us the best chance to win the game.
Now, you'd mentioned some of the people that have stepped up defensively. There is a variety of players to choose from. I wanted to actually start with Chauncey Golston, who intercepted the first pass off of that deflection, but his first interception, but also knocked down a pass on third down to force a punt. Not just yesterday, but what have you thought about the last couple of weeks of Chauncey Golston?
I mean, there's another player who's gotten a great opportunity. There we had our top 4 defensive ends out for a big chunk of the season in there. And he certainly got his opportunity along with Lawson, along with Wheat. But Chauncey in particular has made the most out of it. And, a player that's really stepped up and, has developed into an even better football player with the opportunity to get those reps, which he certainly wouldn't have had it not been for the injuries that we've had at that defensive end position.
Yeah, did y'all say, hey, Wanye, next time maybe lay down on the ground, or are you like, no, just score touchdowns?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, there's no question that made it, especially the way that game was going at the end of the game. You didn't want to leave anyone with any time. With what how quick the game was changing and evolving as that game wound down. But certainly Wanye made a great play, and agree with you. It probably would have been a little better had he sat down, but happy for him that he got his first NFL touchdown, and made it even nicer in the fact that we ended up winning the game.
And it can be tough with the situational awareness. I know that's one of the things the players get paid for. When you were watching the game, were you watching him run it back and be like, go, baby, go? Or were you like, no, slide at the 3. Like, that's what we need to do.
We're up there in the box where we don't have that kind of pressure. So we were a little aware of the fact that, hey, it might be nice to slide. And as you said, some of these guys have been in those situations. I saw Turpin putting his hands on his helmet as he was running for the end zone, and I think he was aware that it would have been better to slide down. But the great thing is it worked out, and Wanye got a touchdown.
You mentioned Tyler Smith and the optimism about him being back for the Giants game. Obviously, injuries have been tough all year. I was curious. I know it's only Monday, but quick turnaround. Jake Ferguson, Zach Martin, Trayvon Diggs, Brandon Cooks. Can you give us anything on any of those 4 players about how they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, we're optimistic as we move forward that we'll continue to get guys back. I think Cooks will be a player for us. Certainly think Tyler Smith's going to be a player for us. I think Diggs has a chance to be a player for us. And I don't know who else you mentioned there. But
Ferguson.
Who was the other one?
Ferguson and Zach Martin.
Probably not. Ferguson and Zach Martin both we'll just have to see. A little more of a long shot for them to play.
And then before we let you go, Stephen, was it that much sweeter to beat Dan Quinn, or is it just any time you get a chance to beat Washington, it makes it sweet?
Anytime you go on the road against a division opponent, actually you beat a division opponent anywhere, it's super sweet. And like I said, we got nothing but the utmost respect for Dan Quinn and what he stands for and what he's all about. So. But, that's what you get. I'm sure he was wanting us in the worst way, too, in terms of getting a big divisional win. But it was great to get a big divisional win there on the road. And, we've got good football players on this team. We've had some challenges this year. But, obviously you look at a game like that with a team that's, one of the better teams in the NFC. Certainly, I think if the playoffs were today, they'd be in them. And, a big win for us. And, like I said, we're going to continue to our goal is to win football games, and it starts Thursday against the Giants and at home against Thanksgiving. We've had a tough road here at home and hadn't really, which has been atypical for us, but we love to go out there and get a big win on Thanksgiving for our fans.
And because y'all are still looking at the numbers, right, and thinking, hey, if we keep winning, we still have a shot at the playoffs, correct?
Well, that's one game at a time, as you said. But, yes, I mean, mathematically, you look at the numbers, and, we've just got to continue to get better. And we're getting healthier, and so we should get better and got to go up there and execute and do the things that we need to do to win football games.
Thank you very much, good sir. We'll catch up with you again next Monday.
Sounds great, guys. Have a good weekend, and hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.